Welcome to this webinar on how to market yourself like a product. So in this webinar, we are going to see what is a resume and how to prepare an effective resume in order to get shortlisted for an interview. Okay. Okay, before starting with what is resume, I'm going to say an example. So I'm going to take an example of a car model brochure. So what is the purpose of using car model brochure? See, as a customer, we are looking for new car models with the specific features. And these car companies, whenever they produce a new model for a car, they use car brochure as one of the advertising method. So in that car brochure, they will specify the specifications about the color, sound system, insert, color, power lock, engine size, etc., etc. So the car companies use this method as one of the advertising method, and customers, as we are a customers, we have some requirements, right? So when these requirements and the car specification matches, what we do as a customer, we shortlist some number of car brochures or car models from that list. Then we'll go for a test drive. The same way, the same thing is happening with the interview or hiring process. As an employer, they have some requirements, right? They will advertisement through job description or job vacancies with the job description. As a candidate, as a job seeker, we advertise our skills and experience and our educational qualifications through a resume. So resume is one of the marketing tool for getting shortlisted into an interview. So these both are almost same procedure, right? In order to get into the interview, first we need to get shortlisted with help of a resume. So in coming slides, we are going to discuss about how important a resume and how we can create an effective resume in order to get shortlisted for an interview. Okay, so this is the hiring process. The employer or recruitment agency will do the job posting, then candidate selection, that is stage 2, then candidate interview and formal job offer. So we are going to focus more on the stage 2, candidate selection based on resume. So your resume is one of your first impressions with a potential employer. Someone once said you will never get a second chance to create first impression. So before you going for an interview, the employer already got some impression about yourself with the help of the resume. So this stage 2 is candidate selection. So based on the employer requirement, they will look for skill sets in a particular resume. So if they have matches a skill set which is required for the company requirements, they will shortlist and they will call for a candidate interview process. If the interview is successful, they will offer a job offer. Yeah, so this is what's happening in a job hiring process. And we are particularly focusing on how we can create an effective resume. Okay, what is a resume? So it's a short account of your experience, qualification, and achievements. See, if you are a fresher, 1 page is enough, right? But if you are a experienced person with more than 2 to 3 years of experience, you need 2 pages to explain more about, because you may have experience with multiple companies, right? So you need at least 2 pages to explain about your experience. So for a fresher, 1 page is enough, and for experienced person, 1 to 2 pages. Yeah. So our goal is to capture readers' interest. So who is the reader here? The employer. The most resumes only get 20 to 30 seconds scanned by the reader. So that is why we are giving more importance to resume preparation. So most of the time, we get only 20 to 30 seconds. for them to scan our resume. So it must have enough impact. So that means it must have enough impact to grab attention of the prospective employer. So how to make an impact in your resume. So we'll in coming slides, we'll discuss more about that. And also, we should answer these questions because the employer wants to know something from you. Something like, what can you do for me? So the employer is asking to you, what can you do for them? How you can improve their operations? Can you make money? So yeah, companies are actually, the main objective is taking profit, right? So they obviously look into this point, like how can you make money for them, and how you can save their time, operation time, how you can keep their customers happy. Okay, so your resume should answer these questions. So when they look into the resume, okay, they should get the answers of this question. And your resume must not only show the skills you have, it must demonstrate your success. So we discussed about skills, right? Skills, experiences, education, etc. And it should contain your success stories also. For example, you may be, if you are an experienced person, you have completed n number of projects successfully. And if you are a fresher, or if you are doing an internship, while during the internship, you have done some hackathons, machine tests. Yeah, that kind of success stories you can add into the resume. Yeah. So how to make an impact? How to make an impact in your resume? So after your contact details, this is going to be the first thing. That is, if you are a fresher, you are explaining your career objective. A short statement that includes the job title you want and the main reason why the employer should consider you for the position. So you should convince them that, okay, this is my career objective, and these are the reasons why I'm going for this career. And if you are an experienced person, yeah, a short paragraph about your experience that highlights your experience and qualifications that match the job you are applying for. So if you are a fresher, career objective, and if you are an experienced person, maybe if you are completed internship, you can use career profile, like you can explain like, okay, so and so things I completed as a part of that internship. Don't worry, in a coming slides, I will show you some demonstrations about how to prepare an effective resume. Yeah. Another point is, you must include the skills related to the job you are seeking, or strengths, key accomplishment. So include the skills that are directly relevant to the job you are seeking, and use the strengths and accomplishment to highlight these skills. For example, if you are if you are applying for a cloud engineer, AWS cloud engineer, so you must specify all your skills related to cloud computing, AWS certifications, trainings attended related to AWS. Okay, so in that domain, whatever skills you have, whatever trainings you attended, whatever certifications you got, you must include in your resume. Okay, so I'm going to show some sample resume. So this is a sample resume for a Linux or cloud or DevOps engineer. So I will explain one by one. And also after that, I will show you how to use a standard template, and using that standard template, how we can modify and make an effective resume. Okay, first is your name, then contact details here, and this is your career objective or your profile. So if you are a fresher, your career objective will come here. And if you are an experienced person, or if you have done an internship, you can explain that, okay, during my internship, I was privileged to work with technology experts to build and support web solutions, yeah, and so on, so on. So you can explain your experience in internship, or if you are an experienced person, you can mention experience in a short way. And these are the professional skills. This is important because whenever employer have some requirements, they are actually looking to a pool of resumes, right? For example, there are online job portals, right? So the employers will look into the job portal by searching some keywords like Git, DNS, SSH, Azure, Linux, Samba, Ansible, etc., etc. So there are some technical keywords. So this is very important to include these technical keywords in your resume, because whenever, as I said earlier, whenever they look into a pool of resumes, they are not doing manually one by one. They are actually doing a search with some keywords like RHCE certified. So when they do a search with RHCE, all the resumes which are included with the RHCE certification will come to the front page, right? So, and also this professional skills is important. So whatever skills you have and whatever skills you gained as a part of your experience or internship, you can mention here with some percentage. Yeah, that is optional, but if you can, yeah, that will be great. Then your experience or your internship experience, from where you done the experience internship, and from when to which month or date, then whatever activities you are done that time through on that internship. Then certifications, yeah, CCNA for network certification, RHC system certification, RHCSA and RHCE, then AWS certified solutions architect associate, Red Hat certified specialist in OpenShift administration, that is for containers, Kubernetes, and OpenShift certification. And trainings attended, yeah, you must specify like this way, not just like trainings attended in Linux. No, you should very specifically mention Red Hat System Administration 1. These are the standard names, right? These are the standard names which is accepted across the world. RHC certification, CCNA certification, AWS certification. The course names like Red Hat System Administration 1, 2, 3. That is Red Hat Linux Automation with Ansible. Then Red Hat OpenShift 1, OpenShift 2. Yeah, there are some specific code for that. You can search in the Google also. You will clearly get the results for DO 180, DO 280, RS 294, 134, 124, etc. So this keywords important. The professional skills, certifications, training. Yeah, there is a standard keywords for using in a resume. So these are some standard keywords for training, certifications, and professional skills. Yeah, in coming slides, I will explain some more about professional skills you can add. Yeah, these are your achievements and workshops and seminars attended cloud workshop in IPSR Solutions Limited, and achievements. You won 4 times hackathon or hackathon contest conducted by IPSR. Yeah, that also you can include. These are some achievements. Then your education. So this is a simple resume for a fresher or an internship student. Okay, so now I am going to show you how we can create a resume like this way. Okay, so that you should know, right? I just showed some outcome of a process. So this is an outcome of a process. So how to create a resume like this way? So we have a tool called Canva, canva.com. So you can log into canva.com and you can do a free sign up and search for resume here, resume. Then you just pick one template. So the main advantage of using template is, see, you don't need to worry about the font and capitalization and the paragraph spacing, because this is already done here, right? I can zoom here. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, I can detach this image and just delete that. And you can copy paste your image here. Just copy paste here. And here you can edit your name. See, now my caps lock is off. I mean, it's in a small letter case, but still it is typing in a capital letter. So here your name. And this way you can modify these contact details. If you have a website, you can mention that also here, and your email ID, your address, and your personal profile or career objective. No need to worry about the font size because the font size is already applied here. You can remove this portion and copy paste yours one. Of course, you should have some idea about your career objective, right? You only can explain about that. So I can copy paste from here, just for example. I'm not saying like a copy paste from here for preparing your resume. So this is an example. Yeah, paste like this way, and you can adjust. Yeah, you can adjust like this way. And same thing for work experience. So if you don't have a work experience, yeah, you have a internship experience, right? So you can modify here. Then areas of expertise, other skills. Yeah, these are professional skills, right? So this area, you can focus more about these kind of professional skills. So these are the skills the student normally get when they complete an IPSR internship. Or I can say these are the skills, these are the relevant skills required for the employers. So this is a standard, a universal set of professional skills which are required for the employers if they are looking for a cloud engineer or a Linux engineer or a DevOps engineer. These are the standard universal set for the professional skills. So from this, you can copy paste. Of course, you have the skills, right? For example, Samba, FTP, SQL, Git, Jenkins. These are the standard words the employer uses for job description. For example, I'm logging into IPSR jobs. I'm taking one example. Okay, so this is for cloud admin and DevOps engineer, right? Yeah. Job description, they have mentioned hands-on experience with repetitive tasks, automation experience via scripting, Python, PowerShell, Bash Shell, etc. So your resume must contain these keywords. Of course, you have these skills. Okay, yeah, that is important. And I'm not saying that you just mention these keywords. Of course, you have these skills, and you must specify these skills in your professional skill set, because whenever they look into the resumes, they are actually looking for a matching between their requirement, right? So see, if I am an employer and I'm looking for a DevOps engineer, I'm obviously looking for the skill set required for DevOps engineer, whether the resume contains the skill set for required for the DevOps engineer. If it is matches, yeah, then that resume shortlisted for the interview. So this is how the procedure works. So what I recommend is you must have two sets of resumes. One is a standard resume. For example, if someone asks you, okay, let me get you a resume and let's see what I can do for you. So you are giving a standard resume. That resume contains your experience, your education, your career objective, your standard professional skill set, and etc. Another example is something like this way. You are getting a job requirement or job description. Based on this job description, you need to modify the resume. So you must include the points or the professional skill set requirements mentioned in the job description. So that is the second way. So the one is a standard resume you should have always. If someone asks you, okay, let me get your resume, you should have a resume, a standard resume to give to that person. Second point, something like this. In online job portals like IPSR jobs, there is a specific requirement for junior AWS cloud admin, DevOps engineer, right? So in that case, you must create a separate resume which is focusing for this job application. Yeah, so this way you can modify the resume template based on your skill set and based on the company's job description requirements. Then finally, once done, you can download from here. So this is how we created the standard resume here. Yeah, this is the outcome of that process. So I would like to conclude what is resume. So resume is a marketing tool that presents you in best possible light. So it's a summary of skills, experience, and credentials. It should be targeted to a particular job in a particular field. Like I told earlier, you have a two set. One is a standard template, and second one is that should be targeted to a particular job in a particular field. And the sole purpose is to effectively sell your credentials for the purpose of employment. So in order to get an interview, you should get shortlist with your resume, right? So that is the first step. So create an effective resume in order to get into the interview process. Once interview call letter is issued, okay, then you should perform based on your skills. So that is another step. If that interview is successful, you are getting the job offer. Okay. So this is the summary about this webinar.